Standing room only at Chicago Stadium on West Madison Street in Chicago, Illinois. Game 2, Eastern Conference semifinals. The matchup, 76ers on the left, Bulls on the right. Barkley, Pippen, Gilliam, Grant will be important early on.
Yes, the 76ers have to get something out of their front line. When you look at the front line, Bob, you've got Barkley, Gilliam, Mahorn, big, strong players. You look at Chicago, Pippen and Grant, lean, aggressive, guys that like to get out on the fast break. Cartwright can bang around with the inside. But if Philadelphia is going to win the battle of the trenches, Gilliam and Mahorn have to give them something. The other night, 2 for 14 or 2 for 12 combined. They've got to be able to get some production inside to relieve some of the pressure on Charles Barkley.
Bill Jackson, the head coach of Chicago. Prior to that, you saw, of course, Jimmy Lynam. We're ready to get underway with this game from Chicago Stadium. Armand Gilliam will be jumping up at center against Bill Cartwright. The referees, Darryl Garrettson, Wally Rooney, and Bernie Fryer.
We'll have to see if Philadelphia makes the same commitment to go to Armand Gilliam as early as they did last game. First quarter, they went to him 4 of the first 5 possessions.
And he missed all 4 shots.
Yes, he did, and they never recovered after that. And Bill Cartwright was the guy that Chicago went to early.
Barkley on Pippen. 10 to shoot for Chicago. Now 5. Jordan and Hawkins for 3. Jordan misses the triple. Good half-court defense by Philly. On the run to Gilliam. And he scores his first basket down on a transition layup. Philadelphia out in front 2-0.
Well, if you're a guy that's struggling, you want to get off with an easy layup. Armand Gilliam leaped out and got the easy score.
Grant inside of Gilliam. It's tied at 2.
When you look at Armand Gilliam's body, you expect him to be a tough, hard-nosed guy on the low block. He's really more of a finesse guy. He's going to have to push Horace Grant further away from the basket. That's too close.
Barkley, 34 points. Really about everything for Philadelphia Saturday. Hawkins, who struggled on the pick and roll inside Mahorn.
Well, that's more baskets than Ricky Mahorn got entire Saturday. So you see the game plan right now is to get Mahorn and Gilliam off early. 2 quick field goals.
Chicago loves to storm out to that early lead. They can be effective at it. Cartwright, who hit his first 6 shots inside, and the foul. He'll go to the line for 2. Horace Grant.
Bill Cartwright, a big first quarter. That's the hardest foul that Ricky Mahorn has taken in this series. I thought the other day Philadelphia was very, very passive. It looks to me like they're going to call 2 and the ball, so a flagrant foul here
on Rick Mahorn.
2 shots and possession. Let's see here. Rule that they took Bill Cartwright down. That's a foul that you would not have seen called last year. The foul would have been there, but they would not have gotten possession.
Cartwright, who had an outstanding game in game 1, those 12 of the 14 came in the first quarter.
What happened was in the set offense that Chicago went to in the first quarter, the defensive scheme of Philadelphia got confused, and they allowed Bill Cartwright all alone. And when you let him alone, he can post up. They got some mismatches. He scored against Armand Gilliam. Rick Mahorn has to do the job against him.
Call for the flagrant foul, so Chicago gets 1 point out of that, an opportunity to make it a 3-point play. Jordan gets it to roll in on the front edge of the rim, his first basket of the night, and the Bulls lead it 5-4. Opening moments, first quarter from Chicago Stadium. Hawkins, that's for 3. Rebound, Armand Gilliam. Ricky Green.
Now that plays into Chicago's hands. The long outside jump shot means transition basketball. Keep an eye on Paxson. When Pippen brings it up, he likes to spot up for the open jump shot.
Grant gets the double team. I think it's Pippen who is wide open. He's not going to miss that shot.
You want Pippen to make outside jump shots with a little pressure. That time wide open. He actually read the seams on the basketball before he delivered the shot.
Now Cartwright and Mahorn already pushing at each other. That foul on Cartwright.
Now look here, Scottie Pippen. You're going to see this comes off a little weak side interchange. Michael Jordan screens on Barkley. Hersey Hawkins gives him no help, and you see nice rotation on the shot by Scottie Pippen. A much improved outside shooter.
Now Barkley against Pippen.
Here comes the double team. Charles Barkley tries to step through it. Very fortunate there. He did not get called for a traveling violation, Bob.
It's on Horace Grant, the personal foul, his first, and Barkley will go to the line.
You know, Bob, when you look at Charles Barkley out there right now with that big knee brace on, he does not have the mobility that he once had. He fell down on that play. Normally, Charles would split that double team, get right to the basket. A little bit of bump there, and Charles went down, so you know his leg is not completely sound.
Charles misses the first, had a big game in game one. Charles, after this game, said somebody other than me has got to come here and show up for every game. Playing big in one series and beating Milwaukee is not enough. He was obviously aiming it at the rest of his teammates, particularly Rick Mahorn.
Well, I think he was also frustrated because last year they died against the Bulls. They played them and won game 3, and then in game 4, without Scottie Pippen, who was at his father's funeral, Chicago beat them in Philadelphia to go up 3-1.
Inside Horace Grant from 8 feet away. Jordan collects the loose ball, kicks it back in. Jordan has 4. Looking for Gilliam inside against Horace Grant. Offside rebound to Pippen, and the Bulls are running.
This is where Philadelphia has to be very, very careful. Chicago, one of the most dangerous teams in the open floor.
Jordan pulls up, fakes, double clutches, and gets it to fall. Jordan has 6. Bulls by 6. Quick drive by Hawkins past Michael Jordan, and Hersey Hawkins gets his first 2 of the game.
That was designed from Jimmy Lynam. He said, get the ball to Hersey Hawkins. We must make Michael Jordan work defensively. Hersey got the step and turned the corner.
Cartwright, who hit his first 6 shots on Saturday, doesn't get this one to fall. Mahorn with the rebound. It'll belong to Philadelphia.
Now Hawkins has got a mismatch with Paxson here. Ricky Green takes it all the way to the basket.
Past Michael. That's 2 in a row. 2 guards who blew past Michael.
You don't normally see Michael Jordan make that kind of mistake. Normally he's one of the toughest defensive players in the game, but twice they're beaten off the dribble.
11-9 Bulls, 8:13 to go, first quarter.
So you go right into Cartwright again. If they can get the second foul on Mahorn, that's an offensive foul.
Offensive foul on Cartwright, and Mahorn's happy with it. Cartwright with 2 fouls early.
You can see the Bulls' game plan, though. They like to get Cartwright involved early. The ball goes into him in the first quarter. He likes to soften up the middle, and then the perimeter people get more involved in the game.
Mahorn trying to distract Cartwright, bumping him, talking to him as he walks up and down the floor. Barkley inside for the power jam, and this game is tied at 11.
Much better start today than the other day. There's good balance. Hawkins has scored, Barkley, Mahorn, Ricky Green. Every 76er starter has gotten on the board.
6 straight Philadelphia points to tie it. Pippen against Hawkins. Size mismatch, double dribble. It'll be Philadelphia ball, an opportunity to take the lead.
Hersey Hawkins did a nice job that time, Bob, pushing Scottie Pippen to his left hand. The other day in the ball game, Scottie was able to go right on that side, pull up and shoot the little angle jump shot. That time they forced him left, took it away from him.
Barkley and Pippen banging down low. Pippen nearly came away with the steal. Hawkins into the paint. Fadeaway shot falls for Hersey Hawkins. He also, the Philadelphia, no question, are shooting better than they were, except for Charles Barkley's 34 points. The rest of the Philadelphia team shot 29% Saturday.
Looks like an off-ball foul on Charles Barkley. Got him a bump in there as someone was running through the lane. I could not see it. All I know is that Charles was charged with a foul.
His first. Mahorn also has 1 for Philadelphia. 8-0 Philadelphia run happening here with a 2-point lead in the game. Jordan bullet pass to Cartwright, and the foul.
Now that's why that first foul on Charles Barkley hurt so bad, because now that's 2 touch fouls. And now Charles Barkley is in foul trouble.
7:01 to go in this first quarter.
Watch Michael Jordan with a great penetration now. He's going to drain the whole defense. Look at it, the whole flow. They build a wall, and Barkley's late getting there. I'm sure in retrospect, Charles would like to let that one go because he did nothing to prevent Bill Cartwright from getting the dunk.
Technical foul has been called on Charles Barkley. You hear the crowd. You talk about getting the crowd into it. When you do that in Chicago, it becomes a major factor.
Those Auburn guys love to talk to get their team involved. We just had Chuck Person the last week with his Indiana team. Now we've got Charles Barkley. So the Auburn players trying to fire their teams up.
Let's see this foul, Charles against Cartwright.
Well, that's a touch foul. I don't see where that's a foul. I think you let that go in the playoffs, especially when that's Charles Barkley. I just think you got to let that one go. As rough as the game is, you start calling that, and we'll be at the free throw line 89 times. Here's where Chicago really hurt them the other day in their full court pressure.
There's the trap on Armand Gilliam out high, trying to get it in the hands of a guard. That's not a guard. He's going hard to the hoop, and you see why they want a guard to have it. 10 to shoot for Philadelphia. Barkley for 3. Gilliam gets it inside, powers it back in.
Tough break that time for Horace Grant. He was in good position, and the ball hit one more time on the rim, and he mistimed his jump, and Armand Gilliam got the second shot.
Tied at 15. Pippen kicks it to Paxson for the spot-up jumper. His first basket of the night. All Bulls starters have scored.
He's such an underrated player for this team, Bob. He just spots up. He plays good, solid defense. You're going to lead him. He's going to make the open shot.
Hawkins pulls up away from Jordan. Pippen can't control it. Philadelphia ball. Chicago. And a timeout on the floor. Charge to Chicago with 6:02 remaining in the first quarter, and the Bulls up by 2.
3 reminders from a leader in 4-wheel drive and all-wheel drive technology. 1. Don't try this without the advantage of 4-wheel drive. 2. Don't try this without the advantage of all-wheel drive. And 3. Don't try 1 or 2 without the advantage of Jeep or Eagle.
At the top now. Body to body now. Body to body. Get up, Klein. Get up, Klein. Jump, jump, jump. No way. That's enough. 33. Push. Legs. Hold. Oh! On the floor. On the floor. No hoop.
When there's abuse with the player, that's a call I've got to make. But when there's abuse with a child, that's a call you've got to make.
Tuesday night on TBS. In St. Louis, the Cards dealt a blow to Atlanta's road trip. But now they're in Dixie, and the Braves are set to deal. St. Louis and Atlanta. Live at 7:35 Eastern, Tuesday on TBS.
You want to hang yourself, it's okay with me. Go out in the country, find yourself a tree, but don't make waves around here.
Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon are a comic odd couple, a hitman and a pest in the Billy Wilder black comedy Buddy Buddy. Tonight on TNT.
Well, it's really hard to see over. Here's Jimmy Lynam over here on the sideline, and he was pointing to get the ball to Hersey Hawkins. So they're going to throw ahead and get the ball to Hersey Hawkins. Now, he does a nice job here. He drives ahead, and he looks like he's going to stop. And you freeze it there, and Michael straightens up just enough to allow Hersey Hawkins to turn the corner for a layup. You must make Michael Jordan play defense. Otherwise, he rests, he roams, and he's one of the best team defenders in the game.
Bulls by 2, 6:02 to go in the first quarter, along with Doug Collins, Bob Nealwood from Chicago. Game 2, Eastern Conference semifinals. Chicago leading 1-0.
It looks like Barkley's trying to post deeper than he did the other night. There's Ricky Green with a long shot, but Barkley's trying to post deeper, not stepping out so quickly where he can be double teamed.
Hawkins trying to defend Michael Jordan. Looked like Hawkins got him on the elbow. No foul called. Armand Gilliam.
That's not fair. Michael went up and hung again, and Hersey is going up, and he hung again and finally got the shot.
Blocking foul on Michael Jordan. Chicago.
Last year we did game 1 in here. Hersey Hawkins was coming off a great playoff series where he averaged about 36 a game against Cleveland, if you remember, in the 5-game series. We see the block right there. Michael went at him in game 1 and destroyed him. He went at him, and that's what he did basically in game 1 here this series. Michael tries to set the tone that it's going to be a long series and dispirit you, and he did that in game 1. Hersey's bouncing back.
Double team on Gilliam. He misses from the baseline. Bulls continue to lead by 2. Pippen against Barkley. Charles just stopped his defense, made a traveling call to Darryl Garrison, Unfortunately, when Charles blows the whistle, it doesn't count.
Yeah, Charles just stopped playing there, gave Scotty the dunk. I don't think I've seen that before.
Neither it's Scotty. Scotty is befuddled by it. Hersey Hawkins inside draws the foul. Will go to the line. Pippen with the personal.
Now watch Charles Barkley here. He's going to feel Pippen walks. Watch this. He turns and referees. And Pippen with the dunk. Now here's the block. You see Hersey Hawkins gets curled into the lane, goes up strong in the foul. And Hersey Hawkins will shoot 2 free throws. But this is what Hawkins has to do, Bob. He has to make a commitment to be offensive-minded. Regardless of how much respect he has for Michael Jordan, he's got to keep playing. He's got to keep going at him, taking his shots, not living with the perimeter jump shot like he did in Game 1. You're not going to beat Chicago or Michael Jordan by launching a lot of outside shots.
Along with Ron Anderson, Hersey Hawkins is a Chicago native. Ricky Green also on this Philadelphia team. Bulls by 2. Jordan blows by Charles Barkley. Charles kind of in a strange place at the moment.
Yes, he is. And getting those 2 quick fouls really hurt because now it's taken away his defensive aggressiveness. 2 times now he's given up easy dunks inside.
And he gets the post-up move on Pippen. Gets in to answer with 2. That's one way to play defense, is to balance the scoring.
Once he gets it in there, you're not going to stop him. He's just too talented. You know, he's only 6'5", but you sure can't tell that the way he plays.
Pippen fakes right, pulls up for the jumper. Hersey Hawkins running. Into Gilliam. He's called for the travel.
Jimmy Lynam does not like that call. Felt Armin Gilliam got fouled.
Chatting with Darryl Garrettson, who says, watch it. Chicago shooting 64% right now. That'll raise it to 65%. Philadelphia 53% early on. Both teams shooting it well early. 3 is missed by Hawkins. Saved by Horace Grant. Bulls up by 4. 3:29 to go, first quarter. Jordan misses. He is 4 of 7. And a Chicago foul.
That'll be team foul number 5. So Armin Gilliam will shoot 2 free throws. He's in the penalty now. Very important in the NBA playoffs to get into the penalty. You see in the 4-game playoff series, the one thing that 76ers have been able to establish is their free throw dominance. They have outscored their opponents over 9 points a game at the free throw line. So they need to continue to get inside as we see Andre Turner now check in and Ricky Green takes a break.
And Ron Anderson also comes in for Charles Barkley. Bulls are going to get an early substitution too. Stacey King comes onto the floor. Or Horace Grant.
Now we'll have
picked up his second personal.
We'll have to watch now what this does to the matchup. That'll put Ron Anderson matched up against Pippen. That'll put Stacey King matched up against Charles Barkley. Oh, excuse me, is that Barkley that set down?
Yes.
Oh, so Barkley set down. So the matchups now is Stacey King against Gilliam.
Behind the back, Pippen loses control of the ball. And is called for the foul after he dived back trying to recapture possession of the ball. So the Bulls are in the penalty. Only 3 team fouls against the Sixers. Bulls up by 2. 3:17 to go first quarter. Phil Jackson knows what we know, and that is that this is a whole different ball game than Saturday.
Well, this time Saturday, the 76ers were down by 20 points. The thing Phil is upset at is 2 really unforced errors there in the open floor. And what it does is it puts you in foul trouble. Pippen now with 2, Grant with 2, Cartwright with 2. It changes the whole ball game. And now he's going to have to come in with Craig Hodges. So Hodges will come in for Pippen, and that'll move Michael Jordan down to a small forward, and he'll match up against Ron Anderson. Now, one thing you have to be careful about here, Hersey Hawkins will go at Craig Hodges. So watch the matchup now of Craig Hodges against Hersey Hawkins. Philadelphia will try to take advantage of that.
Chicago leading the Eastern semifinals 1-0 over Philadelphia, and leading here by 1 until that free throw, and now it's tied at 23 with 3:17 to go in the first quarter. Bob Neal, Doug Collins with you. Jordan, Ron Anderson. There's a bit of a height advantage, but Jordan with the quickness advantage. Michael has 11. Anderson back quickly, and he'll go to the line. Stacey King with the foul. And a timeout on the floor with 2:55 to go in the period. It's tied at 25.
How does Jeep celebrate 50 years of discovering America? By making it easier for you to do the same. Because after 50 years, there's still no better way to rediscover the place we call home.
If your sporty car doesn't feel so sporty anymore, you need a change. By the team, the BF Goodrich Tire Team. They'll put on BF Goodrich TA Performance tires. Tires designed just for your sporty car. It's a whole new level of performance. Feel the difference. See your BF Goodrich Tire Team if they don't see you first.
Sixers and Bulls are tied. Michael Jordan with 11 early.
Bob, let's take a look now at the double team here on Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's playing small forward against Ron Anderson. Now watch Hersey Hawkins. He's going to be the guy that's going to come on the double team. So Michael's going to hold the ball. Craig Hodges is going to clear. And here comes Hersey Hawkins, all right? Now, if we hold it right there, you see what's happened now. He's come over to double team, but in essence, he and Ron Anderson are doing the same job. This leaves Michael the whole avenue. Ron Anderson has got to get over on this side so the double team means anything. Now you're going to see what happens. This double team is no good. You got the baseline, and boom, the slam dunk by Michael.
You know, when you were coaching, you should have had a telestrator on the sideline.
Unfortunately, you don't have time to draw between plays. But when you're going to double team Michael, you've got to double team him with the idea that he's got to get the basketball up. Not that he's going to isolate, now take the ball to the basket, because he's going to jump over the top of everyone once he gets that close to the basket, and either get the basket, the foul, and or both.
King picked up the personal foul as Ron Anderson goes to the line. Got the basket on the transition and the three-point conversion, and the Sixers have the lead by one. 2:55 to go, first quarter. A little three-quarter pressure. Lightning quick Andre Turner on John Paxson.
76ers still have one foul to waste. They don't want Mahorn to take it, though. They need him in the post against Cartwright.
Cartwright backing in against Mahorn. The turnaround jumper falls for Bill Cartwright. He has 6 points. So Cartwright, while not quite as effective as he was in the first quarter on Saturday, does have 6 early in this game.
Well, the one thing, Bill Cartwright is not concerned with Rick Mahorn blocking his shot. Now, you're going to see Hawkins go at Craig Hodges. They're going to isolate and let him take it. They feel like that they can own this mismatch right there. Hodges does a nice job.
Hersey Hawkins with the drifting 14-footer miss. Bulls by 1. 2 minutes to go first quarter. Right again against Mahorn. Jordan just smelled that going in. Cartwright threw it into Anderson, who has Hawkins. Paxson for the foul.
Paxson does not disagree with the foul, but he felt Hersey Hawkins walked before. He took a good foul. He was not going to give up the layup. He felt like Hersey Hawkins got away with shuffling his feet. DJ Armstrong will now check in for John Paxson. You see, though, Bob, what Philadelphia would like to do is any time that Hersey Hawkins is not being played by Michael Jordan, that's the guy they want to score points. They feel like that he can score against anybody else other than Michael Jordan.
Hawkins has 8 with 4 assists already. At the conclusion of tonight's game, Doug and I will be selecting the Budweiser player of the game, as Will Perdue comes in here with 1:53 to go in the first quarter, resting Bill Cartwright.
Will Perdue has played very well in the playoffs, shooting almost 53%, averaging about 5 rebounds, about 6.5 points, has given the Bulls a big lift against the New York series and also in Game 1. So starting now to pay off the 3 years development now that he's gotten in this league.
How about it? Hawkins, 10 points, 4 assists already. Saturday, entire game, 10 points, 3 assists. Michael with the drive, laying it off to Stacey King for the lay-in. Bulls by 1. Jordan has 4 assists early in this game also.
Michael got inside a few times and pulled the whole defense and dished the easy layups for guys. Here's that matchup again.
And Manute Bol in for Philadelphia.
So you're going to see the isolated side. They'll get double team, try to force him to give it up.
4 seconds to shoot for Philadelphia. Anderson knows it. Stripped away 2 at the buzzer. Jordan got a hand on it. It's a violation. That's the reason they blew the whistle. They'll come back and give it to Chicago on the sidelines out of bounds.
Did a nice time that time. Chicago did a nice job coming over, double teaming Hersey Hawkins, forcing him to give the ball up. And then Michael Jordan with his quickness just recovered to Ron Anderson and blocked the shot.
Bulls by 1. Minute to go. First quarter.
This is where Michael Jordan is dangerous. In the post, because he'll either get a foul or get to the line.
4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. That'll count. At the 24-second buzzer, B.J. Armstrong. Andre Turner counters from the top of the key.
That's the shot Andre Turner has to make. Because what happens, Bob, on the penetration, when Hersey Hawkins goes to the middle, they leave Andre Turner or Ricky Green to come back to double. They'll give him that outside shot.
Michael comes back for the 3. Hawkins with a rebound. And now Jordan and Manute Bol, Purdue and Manute Bol going at it.
Will Purdue was upset, feeling Manute Bol hit him with an elbow as the shot was taken. Will came in and pushed him from behind. Now, I can't believe there's not going to be a double technical or something here. Darrell says, let's stop this.
Nothing called.
Watch now Manute Bol, number 11. Here comes Will Purdue into the screen. Right there, he feels he gave him an elbow in the chin, and Will retaliates and throws the ball ahead.
Pretty clearly, it happened. B.J. Armstrong on the turnover with the lay-in. It's a 3-point Bulls lead.
This is one thing that Philadelphia is going to have to be able to handle. The other day, the full court pressure, they turn the ball over. The Bulls feed off this when teams make mistakes, get easy baskets.
Gilliam quickly down to Anderson.
He'll pull up and shoot a 3.
Rebound Hawkins down inside. Purdue fouled him. The basket will count. Well, that Bulls full court pressure caused all kinds of problems for Philadelphia. Today's shoot-around, Sixers are running through it almost at the primitive stages of early training camp, saying, you want to go here, we're going to clear it out to here, we've got to come back to the safety man here. And Charles Barkley said, we were doing this in November, and Fred Carter, the assistant coach, says, yes, but in November we were doing it correctly.
So you know what happens is you get in a playoff game and your energy and your excitement, and you throw the ball right into the corner where you don't want to throw it.
The buzzer to end the quarter, Jordan misses, and we've got a beauty going in Chicago. A real contrast to Saturday. It's tied at 33. 6 ties, 6 lead changes.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Introducing the new Jeep Wrangler Renegade, the most powerful Jeep 4x4 ever made.
Now save $500 on new Jeep Wranglers.
If only your tires could talk.
It's so tiring. He babies the car, then abuses me with messy vinyl cleaner. Hey, I'm rubber. Ooh, no-touch tire care. Ooh, nice foam.
Introducing No Touch Tire Care, the first product to clean, shine, and protect tires in one easy step. No scrubbing, no dirty rags, no mess.
Yeah, clean and shiny. Oh, no, bad doggy, go away.
Treat your tires right with new No Touch Tire Care.
What's the coolest new thing in sports? It's red. tropical fruit flavored Gatorade. With a big, full flavor that makes it the coolest new thing in sports.
Gatorade thirst quencher for that deep down body thirst.
Forget Mother's Day again? Isn't knowing that I love you the greatest gift I could give? TNT remembers moms everywhere with a full day of movies. Sunday on TNT.
Coming to TNT Sports this summer, this fall, and next winter. See it on TNT.
Ready to begin the second 12-minute period here at Chicago Stadium, tied at 33. It was a 14-point difference after one on Saturday with Chicago in the lead.
And it wasn't even a close 14 because Philadelphia was shooting so miserably. But if you look at the first quarter stats, Philadelphia 52%. They were +8 at the free throw line, 11-3. They out-rebounded Chicago and 3 turnovers apiece. So good quarter by the 76ers. And Hersey Hawkins is off to a great start.
15 points, 5 assists, 7 of 7 from the line. Hersey Hawkins 4 points more than Michael Jordan. And the Sixers have a 2-point lead. Pippen with the double team. He travels.
When Manute Bol comes out to double team, you can't see daylight. That guy just blocks out the sun. He just walked out on Scotty, a nice double team. So Philadelphia's defense is better. Much more aggressively tonight they're playing, and their offensive rhythm is much, much better because they're getting out and getting some fast breaks, not so much in the half court.
Philadelphia has their biggest lead of the game. That's of 4 points with the Armand Gilliam basket. He has 8. Inside to Grant. Purdue trying to power it against Manute Bol. Answers his own shot 3 times. Finally, Horace Grant goes down, but the whistle blows. Well, Purdue with 3 offensive rebounds there against Manute Bol.
Manute just couldn't react. Will Purdue was reacting, and Manute couldn't react. He get his hand up. Watch him here. Here's Will. Now he goes to the other side and takes it over. Manute's still there. And he goes up again. Manute still has not reacted. And here comes Horace Grant, who would have got the stick back. Manute blocks that one.
And they give the basket to Purdue. You saw Manute Bol's hand go up through the bottom of the cylinder. That's called basket interference. So credit Purdue with 2 points.
You can see when Hersey Hawkins comes off the screen by Manute Bol and Craig Hodges is playing him. He wants to isolate, clear it out. Chicago might have to make an immediate double team to try to cool down Hersey Hawkins. With Michael Jordan sitting down right now, I'm sure that they're going to continue to make that commitment to go to Hersey Hawkins.
7-footer Will Purdue. There's another Chicago steal. Armstrong gives it up beautifully to Scottie Pippen. For the jam, Pippen has 8. It's tied at 37.
Chicago loves that style of basketball. To be able to force turnovers to get out, you're going to see the trap here. Armand Gilliam has a wide-open shot.
Pippen with a rebound. Inside. Horace Grant misses the basket, but will go to the free throw line. Fouls on Manute Bol. Grant shooting 81% at the line in the playoffs.
One thing, if you're Jimmy Lynam, you don't want to commit a lot of fouls against Chicago, and I'll tell you why, is because Chicago loves to press after free throws and made free throws, and this is where they get Philadelphia into trouble. So Jimmy Lynam will tell you, keep them off the foul line. We see the stats in Game 1, 20 points, 32% field goal. You see in Game 2 tonight, 33 points, 52%. So shooting well and changed the whole tempo of the game for them.
Charles Barkley just concluded a 9-minute rest. Exceedingly long time for him to be on the bench. Bulls have regained the lead by 1. The good news, I guess, from Philadelphia's point of view is Philadelphia not only maintained their position, but actually built a lead with Charles resting.
Absolutely, and now we'll see the matchup of Charles Barkley. See if they can get him against Horace Grant.
Ron Anderson being played by Pippen. The double team as Purdue came up to face him down low in the turnover. Chicago on the break again. Anderson just leveled Pippen after he handed the ball off. No foul. Rebound Purdue with a jam.
Will Purdue's doing a super job on the offensive boards. That's 4 offensive rebounds and 4 points for Will Purdue off the bench.
Big round of applause for Purdue on that offensive board and stick back. He has 4 and 4 rebounds in about 4 minutes. 4 seconds for Philadelphia to shoot. Anderson open from 18.
They do not want to leave Ron Anderson. They'll give Andre Turner that shot, but not Ron Anderson.
Bulls by 1. 9 minutes to go first half. Now Purdue against Bowl. Kicks it to Pippen. Finds Hodges spotted in the corner for 3.
Can't leave Craig Hodges. Bob, we've seen too many games with him come in here with his three-point shooting and change the whole complexion of the ball game. You've got to get up on him and make him be a passer and put the ball on the floor.
Now Anderson left alone. Good pass by Barkley after Purdue came over for the double team.
Now Ron Anderson shot 3 for 11 in game 1. Already off the bench tonight, he's given them 7 points, 3 for 4. Different ball player, playing with much greater confidence, and he got off with a layup early.
Almost stolen. It's almost stolen by Andre Turner. He got his hands on it. Robert Reed is coming into the game for Hersey Hawkins.
Now the difference was Hodges had the basketball. They closed down on him. They made him put it on the floor. Not nearly as comfortable. Craig is a rhythm player.
Now there's some bench coaching for you. As soon as Robert Reed comes in for Hawkins, Phil Jackson gets Jordan back into the game. He'll be played by Robert Reed.
I don't like that matchup for Philadelphia. I don't think Robert Reed can come close to playing Michael Jordan. Let's see if he really makes him pay for this matchup.
He's got a hold on him immediately.
This is Will Purdue. Now, this is not Manute Bowles' fault. He tries to block the shot, and then no one blocks out Will Purdue. So Manute went over to give help. Someone's got to help him. One of the guards must step in there and give help and not allow Will Purdue an offensive rebound.
Pippen driving right past Charles Barkley. The basket was saved by a defensive play by Andre Turner. 14 on the shot clock for Chicago.
You can really see that Charles' lateral mobility is limited. Scottie Pippen has blown by him about 3 times there in this first half.
Reed trying to defend Jordan. A nightmare. Once again, that double team got in an I formation, and Michael Jordan made him pay.
You cannot give Michael a gap to split that. You've got to come at him and build a wall. If you give him a gap, he has great balance and strength, and he will split you. You've already seen that twice tonight.
Bulls by 4. 10 to shoot for Philadelphia. Barkley spinning to the baseline for the reverse. Ball with a follow. Bulls by 2. Pippen open for the set shot. He's 5 out of 6 from the floor. Talk about a person who's turned up his offensive game. Scottie Pippen.
Well, he's making the outside shot. When Scottie makes that, he's really an indefensible player because he's so quick going to the hoop.
Look at the quickness of Andre Turner going to the hoop, but his lay-in won't go. Bulls by 4.
Jimmy Lynam's got to be careful right now. The Bulls are starting on a roll. If they score here, he might need a timeout or 20 seconds.
Illegal defense called against Philadelphia. So a new 24-second clock after the timeout.
From the Wild West to the mean streets, Clint Eastwood has enforced his own style of law. Now, you can own his greatest movies with the Clint Eastwood collection from Time Life Video. As a gritty cop or a gunslinging renegade, Clint delivers non-stop action and some of the most famous one-liners in screen history.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Start your collection with the good, the bad, and the ugly. The classic Western where 3 sharp-shooting outlaws try to outwit and outshoot each other for a fortune in Confederate gold.
Put your drawers on and take your gun off.
Other videos include the outlaw Josie Wales, plus Dirty Harry and Magnum Force. There's no commitment or minimum number to buy, and you keep only the videos you want. So call now for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Here's how to order.
To order your first video, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, call 1-800-421-2000 or send just $14.99 plus $3.23 shipping and handling to Clint Eastwood Collection, P.O. Box 105264, Atlanta, Georgia.
Bulls up by 4, 6:55 to go in the first half.
Well, I'm going to steal from Bob Neal here. This is a great line here, Bob. The double team in I formation. You're going to see Ron Anderson come up to double team, but in essence, he just stands right behind Robert Reed, and if you watch him, he really pushes him out of the way. Now watch this. He starts to go boom. He pushes him. Now, as Michael takes the ball to the basket, look at this gap here Michael has, and he's going to take it right in there for the layup. You cannot give him that kind of space. You got to build a wall against him. Too slippery.
We have a doubleheader coming your way again as the playoff coverage continues on TNT tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Detroit Pistons and Boston Celtics, who had to just eke their way into the semifinals. That'll be a great matchup of two aging great teams, followed by Utah and Portland. Ron Thule and Hubie Brown will have game 1, and Mel Proctor and Jack Gibbons will have game 2.
The 76ers have much more balance in tonight's game. Charles Barkley, 5 points, only 1 rebound. But if you look at the Rexford team, Ron Anderson has 7 points, Hersey Hawkins with 15, Gilliam with 8. That's a good sign, because what it does is, if you're close, you want your superstar to carry you late. And that's what they can do if they can. The other guys can keep them close. Barkley can win it for them at the end.
Bulls by 4. Nice pass inside Horace Grant. Purdue with the offensive board. Will Purdue has 6 points.
And 5 offensive rebounds. He has 3 scores on 5 offensive rebounds. Very, very active. Will's doing a tremendous job.
6-point Bulls lead. 10 to shoot for Philadelphia. Now clear the side for Barkley. Pass inside to Mahorn. Blocked by Purdue. New 24-second clock for Philadelphia.
Will Purdue again.
Now Barkley gets isolated, waits for the double team. 10 to shoot for Philly. Anderson with a lean-in jumper. Tough shot. Now he leaned past Pippen for the basket.
Phil Jackson was all the way down to half court. He was saying the recycling of the shot clock. The ball was blocked into the backboard, so it is going to recycle. He was very fortunate he did not get a technical foul.
10 to shoot for Chicago. Leading by 4 inside the Grant. Good pass by Scottie Pippen.
See, Scottie at 6'7" is really a big guard, and he's so quick, so he has a mismatch, and he's doing a great job creating opportunities for his teammates now.
Ron Anderson on the drive off the glass. Rebound. Barkley can't hold it. Chicago ball. The Bulls up to a 6-point lead. They keep trying to get up to that double digit. As you said, Doug, the Bulls just on the verge of exploding here. Purdue will rest and Cartwright back, and they love it at Chicago Stadium.
Will has gone from being in the doghouse here to being one of the favorites, and you do that by playing well, well-deserved.
6-point Bulls lead, 5:23 to go, first half. Cartwright 6 points, Purdue 6 points, 12 from the center position in the first half. Andre Turner with the reach-in foul. It's time to take a look at our GMC truck scoreboard to see that Detroit eliminated Atlanta.
I'm sure Bobby White sitting in the studio loves to see that today.
And Boston got Indiana. Indiana was right there at the end. Chuck Person missed the triple, but Larry Bird played very big in that game. And the Lakers with a lead 1-0 in the semifinal series against Golden State. Chris Mullin missed that first game for the Warriors. Armstrong open from the baseline. Nobody was near him. And it's an 8-point Bulls lead. Slowly building a lead.
The double team on Michael Jordan. They swung the basketball nicely. Good floor spacing. B.J. Armstrong is an excellent spot-up jump shooter. Did a good job there moving the basketball out of the double team. So Hersey Hawkins has been on the bench a long time. They've really missed him, but he's been out of the game.
Gilliam got away with a lowered shoulder there and gets the basket. And Gilliam does have double figures here in the first half. Pippen with 5 assists. Anderson on Jordan, isolated on the left side. Andre Turner has Barkley. The foul, but Turner can't get the short jumper to fall.
Armand Gilliam in the low block against Horace Grant, having a good first half. Here's the spinning jump shot. Hersey Hawkins back in the game, got a little bit of a rest. If Andre Turner makes these free throws, the 76ers will be within 4 points. And I'm sure Jimmy Lynam feels much better about this effort than he did on Saturday afternoon, where I thought his team was very lackluster and did not compete at the level they did against Milwaukee.
Hawkins got 4 minutes rest before returning. Now John Paxson on the floor for B.J. Armstrong.
Have to keep our eye on the foul situation now. On the front line, Horace Grant, Pippen, and Bill Cartwright all have 2. That could be a factor. One of those guys picked up 3 fouls, specifically Pippen and Grant, because Cartwright, if he goes out, Will Perdue has already shown he can come in and do a good job as a backup.
Hersey Hawkins trying to defend Jordan one-on-one.
If he gets baseline, it's too late.
He got it.
Good night. You can't funnel him baseline. He's too good. You got to bring him back and double team him into the middle and seal him off. When he gets baseline, he just jumps over you, finds cutters going to the basket. He gets himself in uncompromising situations, and because of his great leaping ability, can find the open man.
They got Barkley posted inside against Michael Jordan. The double team, they reverse it to Hersey Hawkins. Gilliam was late getting him the ball. He buries the 3 anyway. Hawkins shooting it well. He has 18, though.
Well, he's a different player tonight, that's for sure. He's playing a tremendous first half. Still have over 3 minutes to go here in the first half with 18 points.
Goes by 4. Jordan in a crowd is fouled.
Michael Jordan playing Charles Barkley on a switch. Michael Jordan working hard to try to get in front of Barkley. Barkley's just so big and strong. Here comes the double team. Horace Grant, that leaves Armand Gilliam open at the top. They find Gilliam, 1 extra pass. Hersey Hawkins spotting up, gets the 3 as Ricky Green checks in for Andre Turner, who did a nice job.
The foul, by the way, was on Hersey Hawkins, his first. 3:19 to go in the first half. Bob Neal, Doug Collins with you. Talk about game 1. Michael Jordan had really a relaxing game. 31 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Watched almost the entire fourth quarter.
That was one of those games where Michael just sort of cakewalked himself to that kind of effort. I mean, he played well, but really the Sixers didn't challenge him at all. The one thing he did was he got to the free throw line 15 times, made 13 of them. Here's the pressure. Let's see if they can handle it.
The football pass to Barkley against Pippen. That's a touchdown. Mahorn to Barkley.
I'm sure right now that Jimmy Lynam has said, look, that's what we worked on. Let's throw over the top of this press. Let's get 4 guys out of the backcourt. And that's what they did. Got a nice score there by Barkley.
Ran inside against Gilliam. 10 to shoot for Chicago. Pippen spotted in the corner for a 3. Jordan over 2 defenders. Michael Jordan with 17. And Hawkins with 18, a shootout of the 2 guards. Charles Barkley with only 7 points so far. Michael Jordan with the reach-in foul on Hawkins.
The Chicago personal foul.
2:33 to go in the half. That's Jordan's 2nd personal foul. We have a timeout on the floor.
1985, 86, 87, 88, 89. For 6 straight years, the full-size pickup from GMC Truck has retained more of its original value than any other in America. That's why sales of the Sierra are growing faster than any other full-size pickup. And we intend to keep it that way in 1991 with these new Sierras. And in 92, GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore. It's quality on the road.
What do you think? Here's a better idea.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the Bermuda Triangle.
No wonder nobody ever comes back.
휴가 중 전화를 주셔서 대단히 감사합니다.
Mr. Herbert, Mr. Kim says it's kind of you to call him during your vacation.
No problem.
뱅뱅 도는 은빛 미끼를 사용하시면 송어를 많이 잡을 수 있다고 하는데요.
He also says lake trout go crazy for silver spinners.
Getting an AT&T interpreter in the middle of nowhere is just one of the ways AT&T can help you. It's all in the cards. How can we help you?
Bulls lead the series 1-0 and lead in game 2 by 6 with 2:33 to go in the first half of play. The Eastern Conference headlines: the Celtics advance, had a tough series, 5 games against Indiana. Larry Bird with another courageous performance, and the world champion Pistons continued to defend, and they move on also in 5. They had an easier time getting past Atlanta. So Doug Collins, my question as we take a look at the matchups here, as the Bulls lead in this one 1-0. Boston and Detroit, how do you see that series?
That's tough to say. Boston has the home court advantage. I just wonder how much they've got left after being pushed to the brink by Indiana, and how healthy Larry Bird is. I don't know if I've ever seen a guy play through what he played through yesterday. When he fell on the floor and hit his face, I thought he was finished. And for him to come back and do what he did was just absolutely tremendous. And also to compliment the Indiana Pacers, they need to build on this now and take this into next year and grow from this experience.
So you're picking Detroit then?
I'd have to pick Detroit, I think, in 6 games right now. I'm sure the Boston people will love me for that.
Mahorn with an excellent back end. Couldn't get the shot to fall. We'll have a jump ball. It's Bob Neal and Doug Collins with you from Chicago Stadium. 2:15 to go in the first half. Bulls with a 6-point lead and a 1-0 lead in the series. Philly shooting 57%, but Chicago 67%. At this point in the first game, the Bulls went on that big run to build a 17-point halftime lead.
Good point. That's why it's so important for Philly to finish this half strongly. They do not want to get down 15 or so points. They will not be able to come back from that.
Ricky Green struggling from the perimeter. Green has only 2 points tonight, 1 for 4. Seconds for Chicago to shoot. The open man is Paxson. He'll take the drive. Kicks to Pippen with 4 off the glass. Rebound Grant. Back to Pippen. Hard foul from Mahorn. That will be Mahorn's second. Coming up at halftime, the Prudential Halftime Report. Ernie Johnson and Atlanta Hawks head coach Bob Weiss in our studios with highlights as well as a playoff recap. A look ahead to that Detroit-Boston series. Be interested to hear what Bob Weiss thinks about the Detroit-Boston matchup also. You know, one of the first times, Doug, you and I worked together was in '87, Boston-Detroit, Game 5. Larry steals the ball.
Yes, we did. That was a tremendous series. That really, you know, I think was the growing up of the Detroit Pistons. They got their heart broken in that series. They came back and beat Boston in the next year and lost in the finals in a heartbreaking situation to the Lakers, and then with 2 world champions, or 2 championships. So I think that moment may be the growing up experience that the Pistons needed to become world champions.
Well, the Bulls are not doing it quite as furiously as they did on Saturday, but once again they are building a lead. 8 points with 1:21 to go in the half. Philly had a 4-point lead in this quarter. 10 to shoot. Hawkins misses the 3. Rebound Pippen. His 5th rebound. Pippen really putting up the numbers. Paxson. Green with the travel. Excellent transition defense as the Bulls were back, and Ricky Green couldn't decide where to go with it.
Credit Scottie Pippen for that, because Barkley was filling the left lane. Ricky Green saw him. He was looking away the defense to the right, was going to bounce it off, and Pippen got into the passing lane, and they could not find Barkley. Now, the reason Charles Barkley is going out right now is that Jimmy Lynam does not want him to get his 3rd foul here. Look for him, if the Sixers get the ball back, if he possibly can, to make the substitution. They do not want him to get his 3rd foul.
Bulls by 8, under a minute to go first half.
Michael Jordan in the post again. That's where he is so dangerous.
The double team got there this time. They reverse it. 8 to shoot. Back to Jordan. In and out of there, but Grant was there for the tip in once, twice.
Oh, he's working hard. Horace really working on the board.
Jordan for 3. Rebound Green to Hawkins against Pippen. Michael came with a great defensive play.
I don't like that shot by Hersey Hawkins. Too quick. They should have held for 1. Now the Bulls get the last shot. They can go in up 10 and a momentum. That was not a good shot by Hersey Hawkins. Got too excited.
crowd on their feet, 18,000 plus. Hersey Hawkins with a foul.
That's Hersey Hawkins' second foul. If I'm Jimmy Lyon, I might think about getting him out of the game real quickly so he does not get his third. It's also the 15th foul.
Bulls never did get into the penalty yet, so they have a foul to give should they need it in this 2.1 seconds.
Now, Cliff Levingston's going to check in right now. He's probably going to come in for Bill Cartwright to be on the press. It's the exact situation that happened the other day. Michael misses the free throw. The Bulls got the steal, and Michael made a shot as the halftime clock was going down to give them a 17-point lead. So Philadelphia has got to be very careful here not to fall asleep and get a backcourt turnover.
Jimmy Lanham, you saw him signaling a 20-second timeout. He calls his charges over to talk to them. You see who's on the floor right now. Gives us an opportunity to remind you that this program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. So after the 20, Michael will be at the line for one free throw and 2.1 seconds left for Philly in the half.
Well, now, here's if you're Philadelphia and you look to throw the long pass, the one thing you have to be careful about is it must be touched in the backcourt. Secondly, if you throw the ball in the backcourt situation and you catch it and you're trapped, don't try to throw the basketball. Just hold it and let the clock wind down. Don't get a turnover underneath the basket and give the Bulls 2 points.
So Jordan uncharacteristically missing a free throw. I like to see him do that every now and then just to prove that, in fact, there is a human in there. He's 1 on 2. Here's that pressure. Livingston flailing away in front of Mahorn. Jordan with the interception and about a 90-foot shot that had a chance and would have counted. So Chicago finishes with 5 straight points to build their biggest lead of the game of 9 points, 62-53 at halftime. Air Jordan is having another great ball game. The Bulls, right toward the end, built their biggest lead of the ball game right toward the end of the half by 9 points. But there's no question that Philadelphia is back in this game. But a couple of interesting things are happening. One of the things is Charles Barkley said after game 1, somebody's got to step up here and help me. Well, they're stepping up, but now Charles is struggling a little tonight.
Now, Charles had a very quiet half, 7 points, only 3 rebounds. Charles has got to rebound more than that. I understand the points with the double teams, finding other guys, getting them going. The Chicago Bulls had 9 offensive rebounds. Charles Barkley, if he will defensive rebound, he can push the ball up the floor. And you're going to see the field goal percentage. In game 1, you see Philadelphia miserable 31%. Game 2 tonight, 51%. Chicago down a little bit. I think the important thing is we talked about the rebounding. Michael Jordan has 18 points, but he took 16 shots to get the 18 points. So I think that Philadelphia feels very good about that. Now here's the real key. You see, Hersey Hawkins has really upped his game, playing very, very well. But Rick Mahorn and Manute Bol, only 4 points, 1 rebound. Will Purdue, excellent production off the bench, 6 points, 5 offensive rebounds. Bill Cartwright, 8 points, so 14-4 plus 10. So statistically, they're winning the battle of the center position, and they're plus 9 here tonight. As we talked about Charles Barkley and his numbers, he got 2 quick fouls on the same